You keep doing all of these good habits that make your future life better, and eventually it is the future. Eventually you become your future self, and all you can do is stand there with a 10 out of 10 physique with your girlfriend that you love by your side, and you just have this fucking sense of self-love thinking, my younger self sacrificed for me. I sit before you today as a guy who's built his dream physique, my dream life, digital nomad, successful, all these like good things I could say about myself. I've achieved my dream life. Of course there's more to go. The reason why I've achieved it is not because I've done anything. I didn't do anything. My younger self sacrificed for me. How could I not be so excited? How could I not have so much self-love if my younger self sacrificed and delayed gratification for me? But on the other hand, how could you not feel like total shit? How could you not be depressed because your younger self took from you? He sacrificed you for his pleasure. Your younger self ate that junk food knowing that you would have extra body fat. Your younger self masturbated knowing that you would feel more shame. Your younger self played thousands of hours of video games knowing that you would have less success in your life, lower grades. How could you not be depressed? How could you not be nihilistic? How could you not have this sense of self-hatred when your younger self took from you? Will your future self, the man that you'll become a year from now, 2 years from now, be thinking the same thing about you? Think about this. Think about your 2023, 2024, the year 2024, 2 years from now. Think about that version of yourself. Is he thinking about you and thinking that you're an asshole? Is he thinking about you and thinking, fuck you, stop it, please? Because you know exactly what it is that you need to do. You are not even a quarter of the man that your great-grandfather was. You have less than a third of his testosterone. When you want to have children, you will struggle. Your sperm count is at an all-time low. Your testosterone is at an all-time low. So many random shit. There's studies which literally show that a man's hand grip for a handshake is at the weakest they've ever found through the history of this has been like a longitudinal study. Researchers have literally been studying the strength of a man's handshake grip for a long time, and this is the weakest handshake grip that we have. Little fucking limp handshake, motherfucker. This is what we've been reduced to. Men aren't really needed anymore. Strong men aren't needed. It was like a weird thing that happened. I saw a couple of guys hold up their phones and it said like, someone please marry my friend. My friend's looking for a wife, and they were like pointing to this guy. So, expecting like a girl to come over. So I went like, yep, in my deep voice, I went, I'll marry you. And he's like, oh, what? And I was like, I don't know why I was so like deep with this guy. I went, get down on one knee and propose to me. And his friends are going crazy. He gets down on one knee, like proposes to me with like some fucking necklace thing that he's got. And I'm like, oh my god, yes baby! And I jump on his lap and shit. So we're just like goofing around, like I'm speaking to these guys. And then that guy who married me came over and he's like, that now that you're my wife, I've got to get you a drink, let's get some shots and stuff. And I'm like, no thanks, I'm just drinking water. I got friend-zoned by this girl when I was around age 16. The story of it makes me cringe, bro. So I had a crush on her. She was like a girl in my class. I had managed to get her phone number. I think I must have had the confidence to just go up and ask for it, and we end up texting. We go for a walk, and this is the only time that I met her outside of class. And it's just kind of awkward. We're not like holding hands or kissing or anything like that. I even remember we went past like this park that had a pull-up bar, and so I like played around on it, and I told her like, oh, go on, try a pull-up. And she just didn't even want to try attempting a pull-up or anything, which I found kind of like, oh, that's, she's not that fun of a girl then. Eventually at the end of the walk, I walk her back to her parents' house, and we're stood outside. I go in for a hug, and she spasms after and almost pushes me away, and she's like, oh, I don't like hugging people. We had plans after that to go watch Guardians of the Galaxy, the movie that came out a few years ago. And she texted me saying, oh, I think we should just be friends. And I was heartbroken, but then I texted her back saying like, okay, but do you still want to go watch Guardians of the Galaxy as friends? The second reason why girls think you're unattractive, and a lot of guys who are newer to dating must understand this, because this is something that you're not really taught. You're not mysterious. Girls are very, very much attracted to guys that they don't totally know, even through marriage. Let's say even through a 40-year relationship. You want to have some element of mystery about you. Guys who aren't good with girls do the exact opposite of this. They destroy all their mystery by telling the girl up front, like to her face, of all of the boring stuff that they do with their lives. She asks like, oh hey, did you have a good day? What did you do today? And the boring guy who's unattracted to girls will answer her questions seriously, because he's never been taught this by an older brother. Jeffrey has done it. He's finally acquired a girlfriend. Jeffrey has been waiting for this moment his whole life. This is the final pinnacle of self-improvements, right? Jessica's just sent Jeffrey a text. I'm hungry, pick me up some Oreos. Don't do it, Jeffrey. Oh. Adonis. Adonis is at work serving more customers in his business, and his phone vibrates. It's Anastasia, but Adonis doesn't even hear it. His phone isn't even on him. Once he's completed 2 90-minute deep work sessions, he goes to the gym first, and then he sees the text from Anastasia. He smiles. What a great woman. Ask yourself this question and really be honest. Are you ready for a relationship? If you are, then now is the time to really think about the character and the traits of the girl that you want to date. But you should also just take some time to think of the negative things that you don't want in a relationship. So here's 9 red flags that I can think of that you might just want to consider. Number 1, she doesn't believe in your work. A masculine man experiences freedom through his work. And when you get those things and you especially become more masculine, it becomes so important to have a feminine woman by your side who believes in your work. If you are with a girl right now who doesn't really care about the thing that you do, your work, your studies, that big goal that you have, you might not be that compatible. You want her to be your number 1 biggest fan. You want her to be your cheerleader. If she doesn't really care or take much of an interest in your work, you might just want to evaluate some things. This isn't scientific at all, and people are going to crucify me for this. I found that your appetite correlates with your position in hierarchy. If you found right now that, I've got a really fast metabolism, it's really hard for me to eat that much, bro. Imagine being in a tribe and we've just hunted down a boar. What man would eat the most of the boar? Well, the alpha male. What man would eat the second most of the servings? Well, the guy just below the alpha male. What man would probably eat the least amount of the boar that we've just hunted? Well, probably the guy at the lowest, right? How much you can eat and how much you do eat. Honestly, it seems to be perfectly correlated with your position in the social hierarchy. Jeffrey believes the fitness YouTubers when they say that there's no such thing as a perfect diet. And so, Jeffrey follows the fitness YouTubers' advice to eat junk food as long as it fits his macros. Jeffrey gets fat. Adonis has been shredded for years. It's not even difficult to stay lean when he eats the perfect diet. The peasants around him look in confusion, but Adonis continues to feast. All of the fitness YouTubers you see are complete pussies. They say there's no such thing as the perfect diet. That's bullshit. I'm going to show you exactly what the perfect diet is right now. My name is Hamza. I help young men go through the Jeffrey to Adonis transformation through self-improvements. We don't do any of the standard fitness YouTuber bullshit around here. Scroll down right now, click on the subscribe and the post notification button if you want to join in on the cult. My diet has been horrendous because I trusted these guys on the internet. These motherfuckers told me you can eat whatever you want, you can eat all the junk food as long as it fits your macros. I trusted them. Because of that, I've never even considered the difference that food has on our health. When I've done the most basic research, it hurts me to think that I was stupid enough to follow fitness YouTubers. One day when I was around 20 years old, I was living at university in the student halls, student flats. I was living there and my family traveled down to come see me, pick me up and go to dinner together. And I remember taking some time to get ready. I'm going to see my family for the first time in a month or something. So I got ready, I put on this red polo shirt that looked pretty good and I put on work shoes instead of trainers so I looked smart. I went downstairs and my family is sat in the car outside, so I walked towards the car and I kind of smile at them and everything. I get into the car expecting a big hug and everything. And honestly, straight away, I'm hit with a barrage of just insulting comments. Oh, you look gay, that shirt's stupid, why are you wearing that shirt? Shoes. My brother, my sister, my dad, just instantly, in a fun, mocking way, just making fun of what I was wearing. The only person who didn't say shit was just my mom, who was smiling at me and just happy to see me and everything. And of course, I wanted to stand up for myself, but I'm not gonna lie, I was too passive and too much of a pussy to do anything. So I just had negative thoughts in my mind. We went to dinner and no one else found that situation significant apart from me. Everyone's having a good time, talking, eating food. And I'm there just hating these motherfuckers. How did they do so? I'm not gonna come for dinner again. I hate them so much. Why do they even? I'm just thinking so negatively, and I'm just thinking I could have just said something there and then and just told them that, oh, okay, you shouldn't really, talk to me in that way. But I didn't know how to navigate the situation, and I had this fear that if I did stand up for myself, it would cause arguments and the situation would just get worse. And then if we fast forward to 2021, I'm 24 years old. I'm working on this business, on this channel, on this movement in my parents' house. I'm working really hard. Everyone knows, okay, yeah, Hamza's got a YouTube channel, he's doing really well. I've got 50k, 100k subscribers. There was an instance that really, really bugged me. My dad was helping me to get better internet connection in my room because my room's Wi-Fi was just trash. So my dad, quite surprised, I was quite happy that he was doing this for me because it was going to take some effort, but he said, okay, he'll make it a wired connection. So to get internet, there's 2 options. Either you have Wi-Fi or you connect the Ethernet cable. The issue was that my room was on the other side of the house compared to where the modem was. So of course the Wi-Fi was really shit, and so if we're going to run a cable, it would be quite a work to make. So the cable's not just right in the middle of the hallway. My dad had to put it underneath the carpet all the way through, up the stairs, up to my room. So he says he's going to do that for me. Yep, that's awesome. Okay, so we're going to get some good internet connection. And then one random day, I'm on a podcast with a guest I brought on and I'm interviewing him and everything. So I'm doing an online podcast on the PC. And I I hear my dad doing the work, which is, yeah, it's fantastic, and it's a bit loud, okay, fine. Then he starts like knocking on my door, just knocking, and like he knocks like 3-4 times, pops his head through, and like it's on the fucking podcast. I never even released this podcast, and that, bro, it pissed me off for the rest of the podcast. You know, it was in my mind, like, he doesn't respect my work, he disturbed me and stuff, and like I literally started to get like emotions of anger, frustration, even like honestly old like childhood trauma type of shit popped up, and I started like seeing like the abuse that I went through and everything. And I'm on the podcast with this guy, so I'm trying to like pretend I'm listening to this guy whilst I'm like literally reliving getting beat as a child. How fucked is this, bro? Literally. I finish up the podcast, it's shit, and I literally think to myself that was a waste of time. I feel bad for the guy who I've just done this collab with. I'm gonna tell him I'm not even gonna use the video. I go downstairs and I'm kind of pissed off, so I'm just thinking I'm just gonna go to the gym. And then my dad's like looking at me a bit weird, and he's like, well, you know, the work's done, and you gotta say thank you. And here was one of the first times, perhaps the first time in my entire life, that I stood up to my dad without appearing like, you know, a jerk, without making things worse. I just looked at him and very seriously and just said, like, you know how important this work is for me, and you just disturbed it. I was on a call with someone, and like it's just embarrassing. It's unprofessional. I was on a professional like collaboration with someone, and I said this to him, and he just kind of like, honestly, instantly, I could see it in his eyes that he just respected me, and he gave me this kind of look like, and he stuck his hand out to shake my hand, and he apologized for it. And of course, like, my dad was trying to do a good thing. He was helping me, you know, putting the Ethernet cable under the door. In some elements, it was disrespectful. In some elements, he didn't really know what was going on or anything. I got my father's, and even my mother, because she watched this, I got their respect this day. The second sign that she might be interested in you, but this is a really like weird one that we've got to take serious, and a lot of guys fuck this one up actually. The second sign is that she sends you enthusiastic replies through like text messaging or, you know, Snapchat or whatever. The reason why this is a hidden sign that she likes you is because it shows the level of interest that, you know, she's replying to you, and obviously if she wasn't replying to you at all, then that would be very clear that she likes you. But we need to be careful here, because a lot of girls will just reply to like all the messages they get, and it's very easy to be, you know, kind of like a young guy kind of clueless with girls, to have like some hot girl that you're interested in just send you a reply, and you're like, yes, well, you know, she might, oh god, she texted me, but like if you showed it to like, you know, your older brother who was better with girls, he'd be like, why are you getting so excited? Like she sent me like a one-word message. Well, there was a girl, one of the first girls that I ever matched with on Tinder when I was like literally 16, 17 years old. One of the first girls that I ever even like, you know, fully like had a text conversation. And I remember this girl just fully like strung me along, but like I didn't really know what was happening, because she would reply to my messages with like 1 or 2 word answers, and I carried, you know, like as a lot of guys do, like carried the conversation. So this was a while ago, but like I literally remembered like there was this one girl that I was obsessed with, and I would literally be texting her stuff like, oh hey, like, oh, what have you been up to? And she'd just reply with like TV, comma, you, like that. This was our conversation like every day, and I was like so happy. Oh my god, she replied, oh wow wow wow. Like just because she replies does not mean that she's.
From the moment of birth, you're told that men don't cry. Don't cry again. I'll give you something to cry about. Don't worry, men cry. He's crying, what a pussy. You've grown up with an unspoken disadvantage. The education system is against you. Masculine traits are punished. Sit still and read through this book. You were fighting at lunchtime. We're gonna call your parents and they're gonna beat your ass because you thought it was okay to act like a boy around here. You battle huge double standards every day. Men should respect women's bodies. He's got a small penis. Don't be sexist. You earn more money than women. Who cares if you work longer hours in undesirable jobs and you're more likely to die in those jobs? There is a wage gap. If she accused you, then it must be true. Why would she lie? Girls don't lie. You are guilty until proven innocent. She hit you, but she's just a girl. You're a grown man. It was all him, officer. You've been spoon-fed advice that doesn't work, and you've been left to figure out your lonely existence by yourself. Don't worry though, we made OnlyFans so you don't feel as lonely. But do not look at women like they are sex objects. But there is a special sale, $9 and you can see her naked. But she is a queen and you will treat your $9 queen properly. Chivalry is dead, there's no gentleman anymore. And this is why. But I am a sexist misogynist for speaking about some male issues, because we can only ever say that women are the victims of everything, and men, we're fine, don't worry, we'll just kill ourselves. No one's gonna care, because 25% of suicides are women. 25%! Someone save the women! Do you know, when I first heard this statistic, my blood boiled. 25% of women, so you're telling me that 75% are men and you're acting like this is a female problem. But women try to commit suicide more often. I don't think so. It's reported more often, but men that I know have tried it. But they won't tell you that. They won't answer the survey, have you tried to kill yourself, and tick yes. Women, I think, are way more likely to do that, to ask for help. Men, not so much. But remember, if you speak about male issues, you are a misogynist. Do you know, a girl actually said that to me once. So I looked her in the eyes and I said, okay, I'm a misogynist then. Take care. If you want to see more videos from a somewhat unconventional small YouTuber, I talk about masculinity and young men's self-improvement. If that's interesting to you, then turn on the post notifications. You'll get a little message when my next video is posted.